That's right. Now, say my name.
Phil Spencer.
You're goddamn right.
Hey, boys and girls, welcome back. MLC. Wolf.
Yeah, bro.
Please tell me you heard. Tell me you heard about the shenanigans going over in Microsoft and Bethesda, Phil Spencer, and all that stuff.
Like, we didn't have enough of Bethesda crap lately. But actually, this is not their blame. When you speak of the shenanigans, you mean Microsoft, after spending billions buying two of the largest publishers in the gaming space, and said that they are going to help those workers and be with them. They fired like 1,000 people from those companies specifically, and then decided that just to wrap it up and have dessert, to close like 3 studios, one of which was actually having a very successful game. You mean that, right?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a sad story, I'll be honest. The industry keeps recycling people, using and dumping them, basically. What's really tragic about this whole cycle of firing people, hiring new people with lower salaries, reteaching them everything. We touched about this in our Larian video, but what's really terrible is they're not just firing these people. They're shuttering completely the studios, which means those people, those cohesive units that worked so well together and created such amazing games like Tango Gameworks, they basically created Hi-Fi Rush, one of the most celebrated and highly overwhelmingly positive game on Steam and pretty much on everywhere. Nothing but praise for this game. A beautiful single player game based on music and rhythm, and very creative, exactly what Phil Spencer and Microsoft wanted in their portfolio. They even said that they needed exactly games like Hi-Fi Rush in their portfolio. And then they closed the studio. And basically, when you close the studio, that means all those people are separated. They're no longer a unit. Everyone goes to the wind and goes to somewhere else. So that company is done. You will never get any more games from that company, from that group of people. It's over. It's done. And that's so tragic to me as a gamer.
This is a load of fucking crap, is what it is. Alright? It's a steaming pile of horse droppings, if you want to be gentle. That game, they didn't even push it, Microsoft, as a publisher. It wasn't advertised. They didn't hype it up. They did nothing to promote that game.
You're talking about Microsoft?
Yes. It's like somewhere they planned for it to fail. I think they wanted in advance to close this company. And they were like, okay, we're gonna let them do their nice little game. We're gonna say it didn't do well, and then we can close. We have a good reason to close them. And this game was so good, so exquisite, and so unique that word of mouth just got around, and it got successful. Without advertising, without it being pushed by Microsoft in any way. This game, like you said, it was exactly the kind of games they want. This is the kind of games that give you prestige, that will lift up your name as a developer and as a publisher, because your name is tied to the game.
Yeah.
And then some suit decided to piss all over that and get rid of them anyway. This is spiteful. Why could this came from Larian, by the way. Larian, the CEO, I think, or the guy that in the publishing, that said, why close it? Why not divest the company? You can sell it in a profit. It's successful now. It's for sure worth more than what it was when they bought it.
Yes,
they could have sold it with profit and let go and let someone else pick it up, or let them go independent again.
Exactly.
But no, if they don't want it, no one can have them.
They're taking the dog out of the shed to shoot it in the head.
Yeah.
Old Yeller style, man.
Yeah.
Old Yeller style. Why? It's not like an old sick dog. It's a healthy, beautiful, lovable dog that everyone love. and you're still taking it out to the shed and shooting it in the head. Why? Why?
Bro.
At least sell it.
Bro. This was evident in their fucking statement. Alright? They, in the statement said, we're sorry, we're closing Tango Gameworks, we're closing Arcane Austin, and a third company, which I'm sorry, I don't remember the name.
Yeah, me neither.
And then said they also announced the DLC for Elder Scrolls Online, Gold Road something. Alright? 2 of the company names they got wrong in the statement. Alright? The companies are closing, they got the names wrong. Alright? And they got the name of the DLC they were promoting. They got that wrong too. This shows everything. These suits are so disconnected from the very art they are supposed to be working with that they just really don't give a crap. They perceive one color, green. Money, no money, and how does the end of the quarter looks for the investors. Oh, the company is good, it's going great, the game is doing great, but we plan to close it off. Close it off, it doesn't matter. It looks better in the quarter.
Are they really saving money with closing a small indie company like Tango Gameworks? A small Japanese company, in my opinion, like probably less than 100 people working there. If I were a betting man, I don't know this for a fact. I can check, but it's really, this is going to save you money for the latest investor call or whatever. Really, this little company that the only thing they did is make an amazing game that everyone loved and gave you prestige as a company, gave Microsoft and Bethesda prestige. Those are the people you want to get rid of, and to save a few pennies. You are literally one of the the richest, like one of the craziest, richest corporation in the world. Might be the richest corporation in the world, Microsoft. I'm not sure about that, but they are definitely top 3 of the most powerful corporations in the world. Microsoft. Everybody has Windows in the world. Everyone in the world has Windows, Microsoft Windows in their home. It's you know what I mean? It's such a huge corporation. A small company like fucking Tango Gameworks is what's going to save you the money that you need to show to the... You couldn't find any other way to save that money, maybe a little to reduce a bit the salary of Phil Spencer, maybe the CEO of the Xbox division of Microsoft, the guy who headed the whole Microsoft Bethesda. He headed both the Bethesda and the Blizzard purchase. Okay, he had 2 of the biggest purchases in the history of gaming, and this guy did nothing with it. The Xbox, the consoles, his division is crashing and burning. They have no excuses.
None.
They have every means, all the talent, all the money, everything they need to make successful console games for the Xbox, to maintain good companies like Tango Gameworks and the guys who made Redfall. Yeah, I know Redfall was a failure, but their other games were all of them good. So one bad game that they didn't even want to make, by the way, it's not their genre of games that they make usually.
You need to distinguish Arcane, something in France. Those ones are still making games. They have games planned. It's only the ones that worked on Redfall.
The Austin one made the Dishonored game, which is their most known and loved game, Dishonored 1 and 2.
It was a great game.
Great games. And they made Prey, which is considered to be a masterpiece by a lot of people. I haven't played it yet. And then they made the game that I don't like so much, Deathloop, I think it's named. I didn't connect to it. But then Microsoft bought Bethesda. These guys were under Bethesda. And they made them make a new game. I can't even remember if it was before or after Microsoft bought them up. But basically the suits decided, hey, I think it's time to make a game that's what everyone loves, a live service game.
And the company pushed against that.
Yes, because it's not their style of games. This is not what the people signed up to do in this company.
Yeah, but when you're owned, you're owned.
Yes, exactly. And that's why the game failed. And by the way, I don't know if you know this. Apparently, the game, they kept working on, they didn't give up on Redfall. They were hours away or days away from releasing a new DLC for Redfall, trying to fix the game, trying to improve it, okay? Trying to do the best to they're just trying to survive, these developers. And they heard the news that they're getting cut like a few days before or a few hours. I need to double check the facts on that. And it doesn't matter if it's hours or days, it doesn't matter. It's the same result. It's tragic. It's horrible. Even if it was a failed attempt, even if the patch and the new DLC were terrible, they still worked and invested many hours of work on it. And why not at least give it a shot? You already lost so much money on this game. Again, you're Microsoft. Just, reduce a little of salaries from some of your CEOs or something. Reduce something from... You don't have to shudder a whole company.
I'm gonna wrap this up in a neat little bow for you using your wording from previous podcasts. You said these giant companies are tankers. And it takes a long time to steer the boat. Didn't you say that?
I didn't say that. The published director of Larian said that.
Sure, but you were on that side. I was contesting this point and you were on it. So assuming that, this means that these foreclosing of the companies, they didn't decide this now. This was decided a year ago. Alright? Back when they were buying the largest publisher group of the gaming industry. Blizzard Activision. For billions. How much was it? 57 billions or something?
69 billion.
Okay. So that's a big sum, even for a company like Microsoft. All right?
Yeah, it's one of the hugest purchases ever in gaming history.
And this is why when they knew this bill is coming, they need to balance the checkbook from other places. So they look at the place like Arcane Arcane whatever, and they look at Tango, and they look at the third company that they closed, and they look at them and they say, how much money are they worth? It doesn't matter what they're doing. They need money now. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Because when you don't give a shit about the art form you are supposedly working with, then it doesn't matter, right? All the numbers is what matters.
But Phil Spencer,
who I never was on the board with everyone saying he's a gamer and he's on our side. He never was on our side.
He is a gamer. That's a fact. But it does.
He's a suit first.
Well, yeah. Apparently so. The gig is up. People are starting to figure out who this guy is really. In the end of the day, he says all the right things. That's why he keeps coasting. He does PR very well.
Sure.
He knows to say all the right things.
He stated a little while ago in the last year he had 9 hours in gaming. So why does he say that? Why does he share this information? Because it makes it look good with the gamers.
He has a very likable approach. He is a gamer. He knows. He references many games that only someone who played those games will know to say the things that he says about it. I'm just giving you why people like him, okay? I'm telling you why myself, and many other people gave him the CEO pass, if you will.
Yeah.
And this is where the lesser evil quote from The Witcher is extremely suitable.
Is the lesser evil.
Evil is evil, Stragabor. Lesser, greater, middling. It's all the same.
But nah, bruh. He's the greater evil, just like the rest of them. He's just hiding it much better. The guy could have saved all those companies just by reducing his yearly salary by about 5 to 10%.
His bonus.
Yes. He doesn't need that much money. Nobody does. Nobody needs that much money. Nobody. Why did they get rid of Bobby Kotick? He would have fit there perfectly in the Microsoft.
Because he was very expensive.
I guess so. I guess that's the reason.
He was the highest gross making CEO in the industry.
Phil Spencer, you betrayed us. You betrayed the gamers' trust. We thought you were one of us, but you weren't. You're just another suit. And that's all we gotta say about that, I think.
Well, in the last year, Microsoft closed more studios than it published games.
That's ridiculous. Oh my god, wow. I did it. That's a crazy fact. All right, guys. MLC, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And comment below if you agree, don't agree with what we say. If you agree about Phil Spencer, about Microsoft, maybe you think this is the right approach. Maybe you think Phil Spencer is still a Giga Chad, despite everything that's being done. Let us know down below. This is Inconsistency.
And I'm Werewolf. See you guys.
See ya.